You watch the Cora Up Stage.
Ready? Yeah? Okay. 1, 2, 3. I don't believe you. I'm sorry. I don't believe you at all. We're going to try that one again. You've got to give me some more oomph. Okay? You're giving me energy to perform. All right. 1, 2, 3. If they ask you, what is your name? Do not shy away in shame. Do not mumble it nonchalantly under your breath and let the wind carry it away, but rather hold it close to your chest and with pride. Tell them it is powerful. Tell them it is all-knowing. Like a fortune teller reading the lines in your palm, your name tells your fortune backwards because we are the embers of our bloodlines. The proof that those that have passed were once here. They resurrect through us. Through the shape of our eyes, the curve of our smiles, and in the parts of ourselves we do not recognize. We are forgotten faces, and our names are time machines that show today what yesterday looked like. So learn to say every name like you are reading from a holy book, like they are deities reincarnated in the form of human beings. Treat each name with sacred admiration because we are protesters, marchers, believers of peace and kindness. We are people on slave ships and owners of plantations. We are the apartheid and the falling of the Berlin Wall. We are 6 million Jews holding our breaths, praying for those bullets not to find us. We are Nazis and those that turn the other cheek until the last minute. We are the civil war in Somalia and the genocide of Rwanda. We are stories the world will never hear because the news will never report them. We are names that will never be mentioned in history books, but have done more for mankind than our presidents and prime ministers. We are secrets and folded like an origami flower, but is opened every time. I've never been one to wear my heart on my sleeve. I believe there is a reason the heart is caged, so I am guarded. But before my heart became a prisoner behind the walls of my ribs, before fear took me hostage and kept me jumping to the clicks of its gun, I was open to a world made of glass. A world where transparency was the only shade of skin. Where fashion meant to wear your soul inside out and every sleeve came with a heart. Words were never things to doubt but things to be declared, so I declared them, made the impossible sound sensible, held infinity on the tips of my tongue and molded worlds in the palms of my imagination. I was the beginning of creation. But then it came. Like the morning rising with a new awakening, it's unmistakable. The day a child realizes that life isn't fair, and there is no such thing as transparency. Not everyone that sparkles is made of light. Every man can cast a shadow, but some men wear theirs as skin. You see, Life will throw you punches that will leave your ribs broken and your lungs winded. So be prepared to hold your breath, because have you ever tried inhaling with a chest full of broken pieces? It's like earthquakes erupting, like daddy hitting mommy, like shadows scaring children, like knowing there will never, like knowing. It's like earthquakes erupting, like daddy hitting mommy, like shadows raping children, like knowing the world will never be the same because I lost it. Thank you. I'll move on to the next one. And it really touched me, the idea of someone who I feel we can all relate to. Everybody has ways of coping or ways of going through life and trying to make a difficult life better. And this is her story anyway. This is called Celestine. She was the local crazy everyone knew but nobody claimed. You would find her in the small park across the estate, wandering around like she was looking for something. Maybe a name before crazy. A name gifted to her like jewelry that slipped off without her noticing. She was certain it had to be in the ground. Everything she ever loved ended up in the ground. She told me that once. came over and spoke to me. That one time I escaped to the park to be alone, but she sat beside me on a bench and offered her last cigarette. I declined. She replied, "That's good. That's good. Smoking kills, you know." And then exhaled like her spirit was being freed. She told me she took home stray cats because they were people she'd lost returning, or pieces of her soul returning. I can't remember which one. I just remember her hands turning like a clock, her nails black with dirt like she had been digging the earth up. She spoke in a rush like something was coming and she was in a rush, but she couldn't remember what for. Her memory was a blur of colors, failing beautifully outside the lines. Who was I to say she was mental? All thoughts are mental. We all tell ourselves stories to get by. We repeat things until they are true. We repeat things until it is so true. It is every cell in the body real. What's your name? You got a name, she said. Indigo. She repeated it out loud like she was trying on a pair of shoes to see if it would fit. Indigo. What, like purple? Your name means purple. No, it's deep blue. Is that why you're out here? Because you're blue? You feel lost, blue? Because I feel lost sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes it comes on real strong like a gust that knocks me to my knees, and I'm digging for something I love or that loves me, but I can't remember where it is. It's in the ground though. Everything ends up in the ground. You ever get like that, blue? She stubbed out the last of her cigarette. You've got a nice name though, blue. She had kind eyes. The type that had time for every stranger to be held by them, but I had no time. I, like everyone else, was busy digging through my own load, so I left her there on that bench, alone, waiting for the next gust. A few months later, I picked up the paper and saw her proud name, like it found its place. She was a smiling picture. They said her heart stopped, and despite efforts, they couldn't bring her back, and I thought, maybe she finally found what she was looking for. Or maybe it came to claim her with love she didn't have to dig for. Thank you.